you.
Now, here's what's fascinating. Since Aaron Rodgers was last in the Super Bowl, we have seen 15 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. It's been 12 years. Aaron Rodgers ain't been back, but guys like Nick Foles, Joe Flacco, and elder statesman Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Cam Newton, y'all. We have seen several names in the Super Bowl since Aaron Rodgers. So is it wild? Is it out of pocket? Are the Jets tripping for even talking Super Bowl? We got a lot of Super Bowl rings at this desk, of which I have none, but I know where these gentlemen's safes lie, so I might have one by the time Monday hits. Shady, should the Jets be talking Super Bowl, man? You won 2 of them. You know what it takes. Should they be talking it?
Yeah, why not? Big pressure? When you sign Aaron Rodgers, it's automatic pressure. You know what it is.
That's true. That's true.
They didn't sign that type of quarterback at that type of age with that type of number as far as contract not to go to Super Bowl. So, yeah, they got a tough division with the AFC East. You know, got the Bills, got the Dolphins, right? Gonna be a tough group. But I feel like they have the type of talent and they got the type of defense and they have the type of quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And I think that should be the goal, right? Yeah. Obviously, take every day at a time, every practice, every game. We get that. We get that, Coach. But the main goal is Super Bowl, and he said it. And I like that he said this, because he is young. Garrett Wilson is young. He said, look, man, I ain't going to be around the bush. Like, I ain't going to play with y'all. Y'all know why I'm here, right? Y'all know why I'm here. I'm here to win a championship, and I love everything he said.
No show has more Super Bowls at their desk than this one, so Jay, break it down for the kid. Should the Jets be talking Super Bowl?
Absolutely, man. When we all seen Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the New York Jets on that ticker, wherever it may have came from, we all said, ooh, because we know what they got.
Yep.
We know that they got a top 5 defense. We know that they got young talent on the offensive side of the ball. Now you bring in Aaron Rodgers, who, yes, he ain't been back to a Super Bowl in a minute, but he done been in NFC championships. He in the playoffs day near every year with an opportunity to get there. Right? So now when we walk into this building and we're on the practice field and we already looking at it different and our team looks different than it did last year, and your coach is coming in there saying these are the expectations, you better believe it's Super Bowl. The only problem I have with it is keep it in-house. Ain't no need for you to run it to the media. I know what he said, Shady. I ain't gonna beat around the bush. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But just keep it in-house, because we ain't played one football game yet. We know what we are trying to get to, but we ain't played one football game.
Slick, why you smiling?
Just like quick story, just like we didn't do nothing in Green Bay, and we came in for one training camp, and Mike McCarthy in our big meeting room had an empty picture next to the Super Bowl champions teams, and we like, what that blank picture doing up there? He said, that's us. We ain't did nothing. But we walked out of that thing like we going to the Super Bowl. Our picture finna be up on that thing. You better believe Robert Saleh said, you see AR8 in here? You see the defense that we got over here? Can't nobody really mess with us if we do what we supposed to do.
Did y'all go to the Super Bowl that year?
You better believe it. And won that. That's an old
Mike. That's an old Mike.
That's an old
Mike. 100 pounds lighter back then.
You doing Mike like that?
Here's the second part of that question. Did you guys go out of that room and walk out to the media and the public and say, hey, we are going to the Super Bowl?
That's why I said I had a problem with that. Because we didn't do that.
And that's my problem. And that's my problem with it. I don't mind that you have the mentality. You should always have the mentality. I mean, look, reality is, on some teams, everybody talks about we want to win a championship, but you know whether you're in the conversation or not. But you also know when you have a lot to prove. And you mentioned, well, we got the quarterback, and I could even agree with you, like we got the defense, and we got some young pieces that could be that. Do we have the head coach? Do we have the head coach?
You're not a believer in Robert Saleh.
Well, not yet, and I'm just looking at history.
Okay.
There's only 2 coaches in the history of the NFL that had never gone to the playoffs before and ended up going and winning a Super Bowl without ever doing it. George Seifert.
Give me Doug Peterson.
Nope. George Seifert, who did it with the '89 49ers, and I can tell you, I just moved to the Bay. In fact, I covered that team.
Okay, who else?
That was ready-made. And Don McCafferty, 1970 Baltimore Colts.
That boy went.
Those are the 2.
History is made to be broken again.
I guess. But, we look at what happened with Tampa Bay, and we immediately go, well, it can happen. The Jets haven't been to the playoffs forever. Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hadn't been to the playoffs in over a decade, and I'm with you. But if we take a closer look, I can't say that these New York Jets are built exactly the way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are.
See, here's why I disagree.
Hold on.
If I take a very close look with a very keen eye at the Jets and at those Bucs at this junction in time. Before the Bucs had acquired Leonard Fournette, because they didn't acquire him until camp. Before the Bucs had acquired Antonio Brown, because they didn't acquire him until the season started. I look at those teams, and Shady was in it, but I look at it as from an analyst perspective and say, those teams look alike now. Those teams look alike now.
Okay. Which team was better, you think?
When it's all said and done, y'all won a Super Bowl.
Forget Super Bowl. I mean, hold on. Let's slow down for a second. So Gronk was there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then you had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yep.
I mean, that's what we talking about.
For sure.
Yo, and then if we talk about offense linemen, let's not even do that part. Because I like to take linemen out of these equations.
Sure.
Right, because it's a real layup. And then you had Tom Brady. And Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers ain't in the same boat.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers is capable of winning.
Defense. Let's go to defense. Defense was crazy.
To me, I side with the Jets defense, and that is where we differ. I believe.
But not by much.
Not by significant margins.
But it's close. It's close. But I would think that the Bucs team was probably better, though, right?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
But remember, y'all went through a gauntlet. After Heineke, I believe y'all beat Stafford, y'all beat Breeze, and y'all beat Mahomes.
Okay.
So, there was margin there.
Yeah.
And y'all whooped up on Mahomes amongst other teams. The Jets don't need to be the Bucs. America?
Yeah,
the Jets don't need to be the Bucs.
You know what?
Jets need to be good,
They do have the same formula, though. I'll say that. They don't have the same players, but the formula, like great defense, right? Defensive-minded coach. On both sides,
quarterback
because Todd Bowles is a hell of a defensive coordinator, right? And then Saleh does this thing on defense. Okay, now you look at the offense because Bruce Arians didn't really deal with the defense. Let's keep honest.
At all.
With the offense, him and Brian Leftwich. The same thing with the Bucs. They probably have more talent on offense, but it's still similar. I think they have the DNA and their structure the same way that the Bucs did when they won the championship. The Jets have it now.
What's the reason I don't hate it, though, Jay? I don't hate it, Slick. I don't hate it 2-5 America. I don't hate the Jets talking Super Bowl.
Why not?
Because often in life, 2-5, it's not even about the message. It's about the messenger. Think about this, and let's go social media, because everybody can relate to that. I can put out a tweet, the same exact tweet that Jay will put out. I might get, Acho, you an idiot. You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Jay might put it out, that was brilliant. Look at how he broke that down. Same exact message, different messenger. Because Garrett Wilson is saying it, I'm good with it. Garrett Wilson has nothing else now he has more to accomplish individually, but he had 1,100. Aaron Rodgers already saying he reminds him of the other 17 and Devontae Adams. What else Garrett Wilson gonna do? Be an all-pro, be a Pro Bowl. Like, congratulations, great. Like, you were great, now you're greater. Great, good for you. Consistency. But because Garrett Wilson is saying it, I'm good with it, because it's Garrett Wilson that has to make it happen. Defense gonna make it happen. Shady already alluded to it. It's Aaron Rodgers, it is Garrett Wilson, it is Breece Hall. It is that three-headed monster that is going to have to bring the Jets to Super Bowl.
But not only that,
like
the world has to understand, it's 10 teams that can really walk into training camp and say, we got a chance to win the Super Bowl.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, the New England Patriots, I know how many Bill won. You ain't walking into this year's training camp saying you going to the Super Bowl.
Never again he will.
The Rams, you ain't, like, it's teams that cannot walk going into training camp to get their work in, to try to get better, but they cannot say they're going out here.
That's a good point.
The Jets are looking at this thing like, we finally have an opportunity to win this Super Bowl. Who knows how it's going to go? But from what we've seen in OTAs with Aaron Rodgers, from what we've seen from our defense last year, we have an opportunity to win this thing. The young fella getting up there, because as we all know, you are a reflection of your head coach. So you know it's being said in there by Robert Saleh that this is our goal. So the young fella say, I ain't going to beat around the bush. This what's going down, and the coach is on my side with it, too.
Well, speaking of Super Bowls, nobody in the AFC knows more about them than Patrick Mahomes. But Joe Burrow might be coming for that throne. The most contentious conversation awaits us. Can Joe Burrow dethrone Patrick Mahomes? He is 3-1 in their last several games versus. That's next on Speed. Shady ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, we talking about Patrick Mahomes. What we talking about?
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.